I'd like to thank you guys so much for tuning back in with us. We just had an awesome bar segment with Cassie from Blend. Absolutely. We have a ginger lady here.
Yeah, special shout out to Katie, who's not with us this week.
I know.
Ginger lady in your honor, babe.
Yes. And I had a strawberry cheesecake and it was awesome. But right now we have Brian Culleton here from Dharma Blue. And he's going to be making blackened grouper with a white bean succotash. I can't wait. Succotash is going to be good.
Yeah. It's not intense. It's very simple and it's easy.
Shut me down on that.
It's
Put me on my plate.
All the stuff here you have at the house. And it's generally just corn, a bean, and tomato. I'm throwing some squash in there and a little bit of other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you don't have to make it all fancy, It's just good product, vegetables and protein.
Yep, and it's really light for the summertime. There's no potatoes or rice. They get enough starch, and there's enough with the beans and the corn. It's filling, and it's not too heavy for the summertime.
So let me make sure this is correct. I can go home and make this after work, and I have a low probability of messing this up.
More than likely, yes. That's the plan. That's the idea.
Okay. So how do we start off?
I got our grouper here, our fresh grouper from the Gulf, and I'm throwing some of this blackened seasoning on there. And
Did you catch that yourself?
I did not.
You should have just owned it. I'd be like, yeah, for sure.
I'm in the kitchen too much. I can't be on the boat, but I got people to do it for us, and
that's right.
So a great job.
So how did you get your start? Let me know how you got your start.
When I was 15, my dad had a construction company, then he bought a restaurant, and we were having dinner one day, and he's like, go ask that man for a job. So I had to go ask the man for a job. And I started busting tables, and then just kind of did a little bit of everything, waiting tables and busting tables and washing dishes, and then kind of just went from place to place and took advantage of opportunities.
So as you kind of worked your way through the restaurant industry, from front of house to the back of the house, just kind of started out on the line. Where did you find your passion for food?
Pretty much when I had my daughter, I was like, well, this is something I really need to work on, because I mean it's a good way to make a living. And I was actually at Dharma as a young man, and just was able to work with some good people, and just kind of started waking up to it. And I've always been working in kitchens, but just start to wake up and realize that you can do a good job, and if it works, stick with it. So
absolutely, and if you're passionate about something, you can do it and love it, and it's not work when you're passionate about something.
You have to
That's
enjoy
awesome.
your work. If you don't enjoy your work, it can be miserable.
Yeah, I love Dharma Blue. It's so wonderful. It's on the corner of Government and Alkanese. We just talked about that 2 seconds ago and I forgot. But Government and Alkanese, it's so good. You got half price sushi on Monday nights.
$2 off sushi.
$2 off. $2 off. Yep. On Monday nights, so that's always a good time to go.
We have Yoshi, right? Yoshi's from she's served a lot of the celebrities around, so that's another best kept secret here in Pensacola that we don't really talk about. And Rebecca just told me, my birthday, I should come see you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so it's set.
Multiple cocktails and dinner.
Exactly, at Dharma Blues.
So let's kind of focus on the dish here. So what's your setting?
You want to start it kind of high heat to get a good sear on the fish.
Okay, and you pour some oil in there.
Oil, they'll just do like a vegetable oil blend. I don't like cooking with olive oil high heat. It gets bitter. So I'm gonna get it nice and hot for a minute, and then kind of sear the top of it.
And what did you dredge that in?
Blackened seasoning.
Okay. Blackened seasoning.
You can get this at the store. It's you can make it yourself, but I mean, there's a lot of good stuff at the store you can buy.
Okay.
And then I'll start cutting some onions and whatnot over here.
Okay.
And I also realized that at Dharma Blue, you guys have a wine special.
Yeah, we change them every now. We change. We have a special menu we change almost daily.
Okay.
And our manager buys the wine, and we kind of switch it up whatever's available, and we got a lot of good deals going on down there.
Cool beans.
And your servers are really good about telling you what's good with what to eat and all that other stuff. So I'm gonna get the succotash started with some onion.
This is gonna be so good. Can't wait. All right, so as far as with Dharma Blue, how long have you been there?
I've been there as the chef for 7 years.
Okay.
Wow.
I cooked there a long time ago when I was younger. And did some other stuff for other people, and then I just kind of worked my way back there by the,
All right, so what's one of your favorite dishes over there?
I like cooking fish because you can do a lot with it. I like messing around with different kinds of stuff because fish, you can do anything with it really.
Okay.
And get this flipped over here.
All right, I'm gonna stand back because I don't want my hair to catch on fire.
That looks so good.
The longer you cook it on the the belly side. So I'm gonna turn this down a little bit.
So how long do you leave it on each side, presumably?
Like I said, you want to cook it as much as you can on that side because it just keeps it moister and prettier. So
okay.
So you cook it longer on one side.
that's ideal.
Okay.
Ideally,
that's ideal, yeah.
and then so it
This is
gets
a
a
thin
nice
piece of
crisp
fish.
finish on it.
Right,
Kind of
exactly.
contains all the juices in it.
You want to sear all the
Flavors
in there.
Yeah. And then I noticed you had the heat on the pans before you put the oil in.
You don't want to start with a cold pan.
Okay. And I mean, we've talked about that before last week, and that's something that I didn't know. I'm always like, pan on the stove, oil in it.
It helps to keep it kind of.
Okay.
That's why all of our stuff turns out burnt.
It'll sneak up on you, and then you'll be in bad shape.
Like I go in thinking I'm like full on like Paula Deen ready, like I'm gonna do so good, and then it's a total fail, and then I'm just like calling like, yeah, can I get like an order of like lo mein noodles? I can't.
Thank goodness for delivery Chinese food.
We'll start our succotash, garlic and onion.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
There.
So what makes a succotash?
I think traditionally it's your tomato, corn, and a bean. Like sometimes you'll see it with lima beans and that kind of stuff.
Cool beans. This has tons of vegetables.
So a succotash is different from a ratatouille then?
Yeah, ratatouille is mostly just vegetables.
So. Okay.
It's a big word.
Like I said, this is just a real simple, quick thing you can do at the house, and it's, like I said, it's very light and it's good for the summertime. So you can put whatever you want in there. Just like use a lot of color.
Because you mentioned there was no rice and no potatoes or anything in here.
Just corn and the beans is pretty substantial. It'll do a lot.
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of cooking segments, so I'm learning. I think they're trying to send me a message here at Blab and Gab and tell me I need to be in the kitchen.
We all need to tighten up on our cooking skills.
We do.
Salt, pepper, put a little bit more blackened in there, just kind of season it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that really is just simple ingredients, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper,
that's it.
Onions, some garlic. We got some green bell peppers.
Yeah, we'll put
It smells so good.
Healthy options like squash.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Sweat these vegetables a little bit, and I got this yellow squash to season right now.
Okay, and what kind of squash is that?
It's just a yellow squash, just regular old boring yellow squash.
Good old yellow squash.
Yeah.
See, it is simple. You don't have to go out and remember the name of the squash.
It helps take the middle of these guys out, just a little less moisture when you cook it up, so it won't be all
Oh, really?
soggy.
So that'll help with it being soggy?
Yeah.
Every time I cook squash, it turns into like mud.
Take the middle out.
It doesn't matter even if I try to just boil it for a minute.
Yeah.
It's just,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think the more you do to it before, the least you have to do to it when you start cooking it.
So does it matter how you cut it to get the seeds out, even if
You just got to take, just kind of like you just kind of fillet a fish, just butterfly it out of there, and just cut it out of there.
See, I always do mine round.
me too.
I do too.
Like cucumbers.
If you're
Exactly.
baking it works out like that, but this is a better.
That's why we are amateurs.
And that's why we're here on the segment. Oh, it smells so good. So how long do you usually cook the other side of the fish?
Till it's done.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably good to go right now.
See, that's like the flesh test that I don't,
you just
people,
kinda-
a lot of cooks can like touch something and tell, oh, that's medium rare. I can tell right there. And that's just something I haven't been able to acquire yet.
Well, just my luck, I'd touch it and burn myself, so I don't even try.
So basically, just wait for these vegetables here to get tender,
Okay.
and then I'll throw in a tomato at the end because they get beat up if you throw it in too early. And again, you'll see that also. These are Roma tomatoes.
So I'm guessing you don't
So you take the seeds out of those too?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Cool beans. Didn't know that either. So I'm taking it that you take the beans and the corns and they go later on.
Yep, they're already cooked. The beans are they're dry beans.
Okay.
You can use canned beans. Canned beans are great.
Okay.
These are just like navy beans and or northern beans actually, similar. And then they're cooked. They're cooked, ready to go. The corn's ready to go.
Okay.
If you use fresh corn, you want to blanch it a little bit. You can use frozen corn. Like I said, this is stuff you can use. All use at the house.
So the process of blanching is like soaking it in water. Is that right?
You want to get the water hot, salt it, bring it to a certain temperature, nice and hot, and then you cook it till it's just barely tender.
almost
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, because my great grandmother always told me you never cook vegetables to where they're not crunchy.
Yeah, you want a little
because
bite.
You take the nutrients
you want
out.
a little bite.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
I learned something growing up.
All the vegetables are releasing their stuff, their goodies, and they put a little corn in there.
So is this a like regular dish we can find on the menu?
Well, we have a base menu, and then we have a special menu that changes almost every day.
Right.
So whatever we feel like doing, whatever we have on hand that looks like it's fresh and good, and we'll throw it in there. So
Okay.
like I said, this is something I like doing in the summertime because it's light.
Okay.
It's light and it's substantial. I don't, sometimes you don't want to put potatoes on a plate or rice on a plate.
Right.
Keep it real basic.
You don't have to have a starch. I mean,
No,
corn is technically a
Yeah.
starch. So, but I mean, you don't have to have. My daughter is such a meat and potatoes girl. It's like steak and mashed potatoes for every meal.
Right.
But you don't have to have that starch or that really heavy, heavy starch with every single dish. But I think that's also relative to like what you introduce your children to.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take the easy road and it's like, oh, my kid's hungry, let's go through a drive-through.
Oh, yeah.
Or you buy and prepare healthy options for your children. I mean, at my house, it was like, this is what's for dinner. Are you hungry? Okay, eat it.
Or you
Good
don't
night.
Yeah.
It's not like my mom used to say, this is not a restaurant.
Exactly.
But, so if you just introduce vegetables and your
True.
Finish
lime.
with olive oil.
Delicious.
Sometimes you can at the shop we'll put on. We'll finish it with something maybe some more butter, but this is a little lighter. Lemon juice and olive oil is a great thing to put on this kind of stuff.
All right. It smells so good.
And, parsley, secret ingredient. Just adds
Super
color to
secret.
it, freshens it up real pretty.
Ooh, this is pretty.
So
It looks like a
Now, is that
summery.
Yes.
fresh? That's
absolutely,
fresh, not dried.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll plate this up.
Plate it up. Let's go ahead and get those forks ready.
Oh, yes. Ready to dig in.
I am ready.
Oh my
You
goodness.
can add more salt if you want, but got it.
Just come and get your fork ready.
Let's all get
Yes,
in.
please.
I want to see some of that.
This is the weekly
It's a tradition.
vulture session where we devour this plate of food.
Yeah, we haven't eaten
Yeah.
anything
What you
yet,
guys
so
don't
we're
see is how
hungry.
quickly this plate of food disappears.
But make sure you
I'll just
check
put a
out the
little
Facebook
more-
page because
little more
you'll see
lemon
the
juice.
before and after.
A little
Absolutely.
more olive oil just to kind of wet it up a little bit. So there you go. That's it.
All right, we're gonna hold it up.
Yeah,
so they can
absolutely.
see
Look at how
it.
delicious.
Ooh.
So black and grouper with
With-
white bean and corn succotash, Dharma Blue.
Thank you so much for
Absolutely.
joining us.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
We
All right.
appreciate it.
Blab and Gab. New episodes every Tuesday morning at 11. Only on Blab.